Good morning, everybody. This is Greg Herder, and I'd like to welcome you to our webinar this morning. So the reason we do these monthly coaching calls is to keep you moving forward so that you are really using what you learned at the Marketing Mastery Seminar. So that once you leave the seminar, you don't feel isolated like you're the only person working on those things, because it's so important to remember that you need to apply these consistently no matter what's going on around you. Also, I'm doing these monthly coaching calls to hold yourself accountable, to help you make sure that you're doing what you want to and moving in the direction that you want to in your own life. Next, I want to do these to give you new ideas on how to make the most out of your real estate career, out of your life, and that is so important. First of all, every month I start with a book recommendation, and last month I recommended Annette Simmons' classic book, Whoever Tells the Best Story Wins. And I got a few people that emailed me, read the book, and got some great value out of it, but I was disappointed that I didn't get more people to do this. And let me tell you, I want to sell you on starting by reading at least a book a month. The books I recommend every month can have a huge difference in your life, in your productivity, in every aspect of what you're doing. So please take the time to read. It can make a huge difference for you. This month, I want to recommend an outstanding book. It came out earlier this year. I've already read it twice, and I'm now reading it through for the third time, and it is truly a great book. It's called The Willpower Instinct. And this is one of the most practical books on changing your habits, learning how to get control of everything in your life. It gives you very practical things on here's how to really get self-control, whether you want to control a smoking habit, change what you're doing, your cravings, I don't care what it is. This book gives you scientifically validated insights into really how to manage your own willpower, how to help it grow. It's truly an outstanding book. So this morning, I want to take a little bit of a different tact. We're going to talk a little bit this morning about what makes life worthwhile. Last month, we did a marketing review, taking a look at all the marketing activities you're doing, your strategic brand message, and really sort of reviewed that. And I decided to do something a little bit different this month. Partly, this was because on this past Saturday, my wife and I attended a funeral. And this is for one of my wife's cousins, a wonderful gentleman. And it was a very touching ceremony. And he passed away at 51 years old. And the interesting thing about it is that at 51, he had made a huge difference in the people that he worked with, in his family's life. And it really sort of struck me that that's really what it's all about. Now, he died of an aneurysm unexpectedly. Actually, sitting down and having dinner with his family, he had an aneurysm and was taken away. Why that happens, I certainly don't know. But it was interesting because going to his funeral, there was lots of people from his work there. And one of the things that they commented about was that he made a difference in their lives just by working with him, whether it was a coworker, a boss, a subordinate, it didn't matter. And today, I really think that's what it comes down to. We need to make sure that we're living lives of significance in everything that we do. And what I found is this: there's no shortcut, there's no tricks to this. We have to decide, do we want to live a life of meaning and value? I believe that true success and happiness only comes when we really are living a life that is meaningful, valuable. At the end, remember, we don't get to take anything with it. We don't get to take any money, anything else out there. So what we have to do is say, at the end of the day, did I make a difference in the people's lives that are important to me, my clients? You know, there was a group of young boys that were trying to figure out life. And there was a wise man in their village, and they were trying to figure out how to trick the wise man. So these boys took a little bird, put it in one boy's hands, and the boy, holding the bird behind his back, looked at the wise man and said, "Tell me, wise man, is the bird in my hand dead or alive?" And the boy thought to himself that, gosh, if the wise man says the bird is alive, I can just squeeze the life out of him. If the wise man says the bird is dead, I can let the bird come out and show him he's alive, and he'll be wrong. Now the wise man looked at the boy when he was asked this question, paused for a while, and he looked at the boy and he said, "The life in your hand is in your hands. His fate is up to you." And I really believe that our fate is up to us, but we have to make a conscious decision that we are going to live the life that we really want to live. And when it's all over, if you look back at it and you say, gosh, I made a difference in my family's life. And whether you got rich, did get rich, if you can look back and say, listen, I made a difference, I know you'll be happy with the end result. So I truly believe that success and happiness comes when we start to focus more on what we can give than what we can get. Jim Rohn always used to tell me, he said, Greg, if you focus more on helping others, it's amazing the impact you can have. He said, I really believe that if you help everyone else get what they want, you will get everything you want and then some. And I've really found that to be true. Now, we live a life of true significance by doing what I call the right thing. And it's always the right thing when you approach a customer with the best interest of the customer at heart. And I really believe that that's where it starts. Prospects intuitively feel this. They instantly seem to know that here's somebody that really has my best interests in heart, and that makes a huge difference. You'll not only earn business, but you'll feel terrific about the impact you're having on others' lives. And that's one of the great things out there. I believe that deep inside all of us, there is a dream to live a life of significance. We all have that inner voice, and it's not one of logic and reason, but our inner voice is one of guidance. We get to choose the thoughts, the actions that become the essence of our lives. And what I want you to realize is that if you get focused on how do I serve my clients, how do I serve my family, how do I serve those in my community, it truly makes a huge difference. Once you become clear that you want to live a life of significance, it changes your life in a variety of essential ways. First of all, you'll come to the realization that you are connected to everyone. Now, I know this goes against the grain of what some of us are taught, but I really have come to believe that we are all interconnected, that what we do to others comes back and affects our lives. We are all intertwined. We've heard the saying, what you put out comes back, and I really believe that's true. And so part of it, we need to look out at how do we really want to impact the world around us? Second, you learn that by breaking through your own self-defeating thoughts, you break into this realm where the impossible or the seemingly impossible becomes possible. It opens up you to so many more possibilities. And when we believe that we can truly make a difference, our clients sense it, our family senses it, and it makes a huge difference this way. Whatever enters into our life, I really believe is the material expression of our belief system in our own mind. The kind of body we have, the kind of home you have, the kind of work you do, the kind of people that you meet, the kind of clients you attract are conditioned and correspond to the deepest mental concepts that we hold. And so what we have to do is make sure that we're thinking about the right things. Whatever you identify with, whatever you dream, it can become a reality. Now, what we have to do is start by setting an intention. An intention is saying, here's what I really want to accomplish. Here's the objective. And I believe that intention is a step beyond even setting goals. Now, I believe that that's the starting point. We have to set a goal, a vision for our life. At the seminar, that's why I spend so much time from the day one saying, what is your vision? That's why we do the board breaking exercise to get you to look at your vision for your own life. And it's the art of goal setting. Now, the value of setting a vision for your life, setting a goal, is that it's what it makes of you. It's not getting the goal. It's what it makes you in the process of getting to what you want to accomplish. And that makes such a huge difference. I also believe that this is one of those things you need to do on a regular basis. You need to go back and review your goals, your vision of your life. What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to be? And so think about that. And I want to give you 4 essential steps or 4 questions to ask whenever you're thinking about your vision of your life, whenever you're setting goals. First of all, when you set a goal for your life, ask yourself, does this goal excite me, inspire me? If you have a goal, a vision that's exciting and inspiring, it makes such a difference. We get up early in the morning, we're excited about the day. When we don't have a vision that excites us, we're just going through the motions. And that's when years can pass by without really making a huge difference. So ask, do I have a vision, a goal that it truly does inspire me to live my very best? And for everybody, what it's going to take to find that is a little bit different. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's something that's important to you, a group, whatever it is. Get in touch with that because it makes such a huge difference. Next, ask yourself, does this goal align with my core values? At the seminar, we gave you your personal values clarification sheet. And a lot of people talk about how they don't like it forcing them to really look at the most 5 important values to their life. But what I found is that if you get really in touch with your values, what do you want your life to be? And now you look at your goals, the way you're living. It makes such a huge difference. And then on that values clarification sheet, it asks a variety of very powerful questions. What are you doing each day to live and express those values? Because if you believe those are your core values, the key is, are you living them? And ask yourself, if people looked at my life, my daily activity every day for the last month, would my core values be illustrated by the life I'm leading? See, and when your core values are not illustrated by the life you're leading, this is where frustration, depression, so many negative things come into play because we aren't truly living the life that we should be. The next question to ask yourself about any goal is this: will this goal or objective push me to grow as a human being and push me to reach my full potential? This is so critical. If our goals inspire us, if they push us to live to our full potential, if they're an expression of our values, they are so powerful in our life. They will drive us. This is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. This is the difference between just doing okay and living a life that's truly meaningful. And then finally, ask yourself, will this goal, this vision, this objective that I have truly make a difference in the lives of others? Not only will it make a difference for me, but will it make a difference in the lives of others? And this is so valuable to keep in mind. Now, I found you can set any goal. Maybe you want to have a Ferrari, but just go through and say, why does that inspire me? And if you can come up with a reason, and then figure out, gosh, I'm going to support the economy, you figure out how that makes a difference in other people's lives to you. If you can answer those questions, if you can say, this is an illustration of my core values, any goal is fine. Nothing is right or wrong in and of itself, But if you will find the necessary things that inspire you, and now put that into your goals, let me tell you, they will take on a whole new force, and the chances of you achieving them, I found, are incredibly high. It's when you just say, gosh, I want a bunch of stuff. I want a new house. And I don't think, why? I don't get in touch with the meaning. I don't get in touch with my values. I don't get in touch with how this is going to impact other people. Now it's just an object. It's just a wish. It's just a hope. And it doesn't have that power. Now, once you've really gone through, you've identified your core values in life, you've created a vision of what you want your life to be, and maybe start for just the next year. Sometimes when I talk to people and I say, create a vision so that at the end of your life, people look back, you look back and say, gosh, I am satisfied. I feel like I have made a difference. It can be overwhelming, but just start looking at the next year. I look back at the 29 years at Hobbs Herder, and I feel so lucky because I feel like I've made a difference in a lot of people's lives, the people that work here, our clients, and now in my family's lives. All of those things give me a sense of satisfaction. Even though I didn't hit some of the financial goals that I would have liked to, I look back and say, wow, I really did live a life that I can be proud of, look back at and say, this made a difference. And that's where you get true satisfaction. And ask yourself, are you willing to do whatever it takes to remove all the obstacles between yourself and living a life of significance? And I will tell you, unless you're committed to doing this, over time your energy will fade. Your true commitment moves you past the inertia and into a new way of being. Commitment is bigger than all of our inconveniences. When we say, I'm trying, the truth is we're participating less than at full commitment. It is the doing, the persistent, that makes your desire a reality, that makes your life truly meaningful. Even when you're a little tired, being willing to push through and say, gosh, this is important to me. This is a reflection. See, this is where I found we get true satisfaction. John Wooden, the great UCLA basketball coach, said giving your personal best is the victory. No matter what the scoreboard reads, if you've given your best, you can look at yourself and feel satisfaction. Even if you win, if you gave less than your best, psychologically, you've let yourself down. So I want to give you a couple of quick tips on how to have a significant positive impact on the life of every client you meet. First of all, I want you to start committing to making sure that your life is a model of the way you want people to live. Show your clients that what your values are through your actions. What do you give your time and attention to? Do you take care of little details? Do you truly show them that they matter to you? Are you making sure that you're making decisions that have their best interests in heart, not just your commissions? And this will make such a huge impact. When you take an active personal interest in the lives of each and every one of your clients, you bond with your clients in a personal and emotional way. When they feel you are putting their needs in front of yours, and that you can really give them insight and guidance, it will elevate your reputation to the next level. They sense that in a whole different way. I think Stephen Covey was right. He said leadership is the process of keeping your vision and values before you and aligning your life to be congruent with them, so that everything you're doing in your life is a reflection of those core values of what you are doing as a leader, a person. And that makes a huge difference. Now, when you reach your full potential as a human and as an agent, what impact that has? It changes your family's life, your client's life, your life, because you have a true sense of joy, of satisfaction in doing what you're doing every single day. Jim Rohn always said, Greg, to affect other people, you must be affected. It starts by affecting you, by getting you committed. I believe we were all designed to live our best life, but we have to be a conscious effort. We as human beings were given the opportunity to live whatever life we want. Now, if up to this point you haven't lived the life you want, the great thing is you can rewrite your life script. See, human beings were given the incredible gift of free choice to do whatever we want to. See, ducks fly south for the winter. Why? Because they're ducks. They can't fly north, west, east. They got to fly south. It's genetics. It's the code within them. But we as human beings can tear up an old code, rewrite our lives for the next 5, 10 years. But it starts by getting committed to making sure you're living a life of significance. Jim always used to ask me, Greg, how tall will a tree grow? And he said, in nature, trees grow as tall as they can. He said, Greg, how much of a life do you want to live? Live as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Make as much difference as you can. Be everything that you can possibly be. And he says that's when you find true joy and satisfaction. And he says it's frustrating at times because you're always pushing up against your limits. You're learning where you need to grow. But that makes a huge difference. Next, I want you to foster achievement in your client's life by helping your clients focus on their goals. One of the great things I love about the buyer's questionnaire is that it helps your buyers get in touch with their goals. And the agents that use the buyer's questionnaire, and I'm always shocked at how few agents leave the seminar, could print out that buyer's questionnaire on the download site and then don't do it. But if you give them the buyer's questionnaire and you go through it and you review it with them, you will be in touch with their goals, their values, and you will be able to give them great choices. Now, one of the things I found is that when you do this, your clients will come to you and seek counsel. They will ask you for advice. And one of the things I found that you should never do is never tell a client exactly what to do. In fact, what I found is that you lose all of your power to help them when you do this. Now, this is true of your kids. When you tell them what to do, you become the conscious choice for them. And now they become dependent upon you. This is true with your employees, with your clients. So when somebody asks you for advice, what they should do, never tell them directly what they should do in your opinion. If you want to really help them, help a client see where they can make decisions. So how do you do that? I want to give you a little 4-step process. First of all, whenever a client comes to you with a problem, respond empathetically to the problem. Say, wow, I can understand that's challenging. I can see that's bothering you. It's challenging for you. Have empathy for the position they find themselves in. But now what you want to do is put the problem squarely on the client's back. And you want to really ask the client, tell me, what do you think you should do about it? What are you going to do about it? And first of all, ask them if they've got a plan, an idea. And a lot of times your clients will say, well, I don't know what to do. That's why I'm asking you. Now, here's the challenge. Maybe you know exactly what they should do. You've seen this experience. But you rob them of the learning, of the possibility of growing, if you just tell them how to solve the problem. So instead of doing that, say, John, Mary, as a realtor, I've seen this a number of times. Tell me, would you like to hear me tell you what other clients have tried in similar situations? And instead of just giving them an answer, say, would you like to hear what other people have done? And now they'll probably say yes. And what you want to do is give them a variety of choices. Now, here's what I found. The best thing to do is start out with a horrible response. They come to you and say, gosh, I don't have enough down payment. I need this. Well, gosh, give them a bad option. And now give them 3 or 4 other options. Here's what I found. If you give people a variety of options, they will always pick the best one. Just don't give them the best one first, because we tend to think, oh, this is what they think I should do if it's the first choice. Or don't give it only that choice. Make sure you give them a variety of choices. Now, after each suggestion, here's what this couple tried. Tell me, John, Mary, for you, how do you think that would work out for you? And now help them see the consequences of whatever choices you're giving them. This is so effective. This is a great parenting technique. It's a great management technique. It works with your clients because now it helps people see the responses or the choices of my actions. Here's what actually happens, the consequences. And that's what most of us need. We need to be able to see the consequences of that activity. So we're looking at it both short-term and long-term. And this makes a huge difference. Now, it takes a little longer. And it seems like, gosh, this is a lot more work than just telling them what to do. It is, but it builds so much more of a relationship. It makes so much more of a connection. And people will truly value you. Now, here's the key. After you've gone through 3 or 4 options, helped people see the consequences of those options, what I want you to do is make sure you let them decide. Don't say, and in my opinion, this is the best course of action. Say, John and Mary, I have confidence in your ability to decide to make the best decision for you. I'd really enjoy working on helping you achieve the best outcome no matter what you decide to do. I will help you do that, but it's your decision. And now, when they make the decision, they feel empowered. And now they feel like you are their advocate. And this makes such a huge difference. You are truly making a significant impact on their lives. I want you to realize this isn't always easy. It can be frustrating at times, but let me tell you, it will make such a huge difference. And if you will do it consistently, your clients will come to value you. You will have such strong referral, repeat business. And I don't want you to do it because of that. Do it because you want to make a difference in your client's life. I really, truly believe if you help as many people as you possibly can get what they want, you will get everything you want in your life and then some, and you will have a great joy and satisfaction at the end. Maybe one of the best ways to do this is to take a little time and just sit down and just like in the values clarification sheet, it asks you to write out your eulogy. Go back and imagine yourself, 100 years old, looking back at your life and writing your eulogy. What do you want people to say about you? What difference do you want to have made? Now, I know people sometimes struggle with this, but it makes such a huge difference at getting us in touch with living the life that we need to live and want to live every single day. So go through and write out your eulogy about what makes a difference. Now, a couple of little tips to really help you live a life of significance. First of all, if you've read The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, I think this is a great book, and I just want to summarize some of the things that he says in there. First of all, if you really want to make a difference in the lives of others, in your own life, the first thing I want you to do is make sure that your word is your bond. Be impeccable with your word. Be a man, a woman of your word. Whatever you say, follow through on. This makes such a huge difference, and it's not really so much for other people, it's for ourselves, how we see ourselves. When we live by our own values, when we know what we say is truly backed up with our actions, it gives us a self-confidence, a impact in life that makes such a huge difference. Next, don't take anything in life personally. If a client yells at you, your spouse yells at you, your kids yell at you, a coworker, if they say, gosh, you're a terrible person, you did this, this, and this, understand that's them. That's their challenge. Don't take anything personally. It's when we take things personally that we over respond, that we get into trouble. And we become defensive, angry. If we can just stop taking things personally. Now, we want to listen with objectivity, but we don't want to say their value statements are a reflection of who we are. Because if we are living our word, we know we are a person of value, of integrity. And that makes a huge difference. Third, never make assumptions. I have found the assumptions I've made in my life always have gotten me in trouble. They cause all kinds of problems, emotional problems, personal problems, financial problems. So don't ever make an assumption. Ask yourself, do I really know, or am I assuming? And if you don't really know, do the research, or say, you know what, right now I'm going to relieve judgment. Don't make an assumption about why your brother did something, why your parents did what they did, why your kids are doing what they did. Always ask. This will make such a huge difference. Now, at times it seems like it could be an overwhelming task to be impeccable with your word, to not take anything personally, to never make assumptions. But here's the reality. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to screw up on this. So here's the key. Just always do your best. At any given point in time, do the best that you can. And if you mess up, if you fail to do your best, just recommit yourself. Say, gosh, I didn't quite live up to my word. But I need to make sure that I'm doing that, so I'm going to recommit myself to it. And then forgive yourself and move on. We all make mistakes, so we aren't going to be perfect. But now, this makes a huge difference because we truly are making a difference in our lives, in our clients' lives, our friends, the family. You'll find that in our relationships, this will make a significant difference for you with your clients, every single aspect of your life. Now, I know this morning I've gone off on a little bit of a tangent compared to normal. But going to my wife's cousin Denny's funeral just reminded me that living a life of significance is the single most important thing that we can do. And I want you to make sure that you are living a life of significance. And if I can help you in any way, do that. I know that I will have made a difference. And I really want to make sure that each and every one of you are living the life of your dreams, that you know that you're making a difference, and that will be so much value. I want to open it up to questions about anything. They can be about what we've talked about this week, last month, whatever it is. So if you do me a favor, let me go to the control panel here and look at the questions. And if you've got a question, all right. I see people are hearing. I didn't see the questions there. Sound is out of sync, hopefully. So first question I see, and this may have been asked a little while ago, what 2 books would you recommend this week? Could you please repeat that? I got the name of one. And the first book I recommended was actually my book from last month. So if you go to YouTube and look at last month's coaching call, it was Annette Simmons' classic book, Whoever Tells the Best Story Wins. This is one of the books I recommended at the seminar, and it's so powerful because it helps you realize that in all your marketing, you need to shape it as a story. And it gives you great ideas on how to do that. And then The Willpower Instinct was the second book I recommended this week. And it is a great book. It is truly one of the most practical books on changing your behavior, learning how to do this, how to get control of your habits or cravings, things that you think are sometimes out of control. And it gives you very easy ways to work on getting more self-control and more willpower in every aspect of your life. All right. The next question is, do you know if any of these books you recommend are downloadable? Yes, actually, Both the books I recommended, you can get them at Amazon as a downloadable book on your iPad. I actually listen to most of my books on audible.com. And if you go to audible.com, they're both available as audiobooks, so you can listen to them on your phone, your iPod, while you're driving, and turn your car into a mobile classroom. All right. Can the names be displayed again of the two books? And I don't have Annette Simmons' books there, and I don't know for sure if I can go back there quickly. Let me see if I can go back and get this book here to actually be displayed. And I think, let's see. I can't see if that's actually showing up, so if my staff would tell me, that would be great. I think that's the book. I'm hopefully seeing it on the screen. So, no, it's not showing up. Okay, so what am I doing that's not showing the screen? Okay, so... Okay, so, So, I don't know why my screen is not showing up. That's weird. It is all right. So, so maybe you didn't see any of my slides this week. Somehow I must have missed a button there. So sorry about that. All right. The joy of technology at times. So any other questions and any other comments? First of all, I'd love to know, was this valuable and useful for you? I always, wonder about sometimes when I talk about the personal development issues, is this useful and practical for you? So I would love your feedback about this webinar. And a couple of quick things. First of all, type in any questions, comments you have about what we've covered. I would greatly appreciate that. All right. All right, so I see that you didn't see any slides, so hopefully, and I appreciate your comment, Krista, that this was useful. I really do value the feedback. Also, make sure you sign up for my calls every month. If you go to HH Calls, register for next month's call, that would be great. And then post your comments about this coaching session on Facebook. Send me an email, ask questions. And my goal is to make sure that you're moving forward and truly living the life that you want to each and every year. That makes such a huge difference. And I really want to thank you for your time, your attention this morning. And I look forward to seeing you on each call. If a question hits for you in the next couple of days, please feel free to drop me an email, give me a call. We are here to help you succeed at living the life that you want to, and so we are here for you. All right, I see a question. What was the name of the website for audiobooks? And that is audible.com. And if you go to audible.com, if you don't have an Audible account, I think they'll give you one book for free for just signing up. And you can download the books on audio, and there's a huge selection of books there. I have found that listening to audiobooks has really made a huge difference for me. I know that I have a lot more time to do that. I try and read at least a book a week, and I think by doing it by audiobooks and then on my iPad when I'm on airplanes and stuff like that, it makes a huge difference. Although I have to say this year, I'm a little behind my wife. My wife has just completed her 52nd book for this year, and I think I'm only at 40. So, but I will tell you, it'll make a huge difference if you read consistently. Who wrote the book, The Four Agreements? And that's Miguel Ruiz. And that is truly an outstanding book. and he just came out with a new book called The Fifth Agreement, and it's a great book. You can either read the Four Agreements or the Fifth Agreement, and either one of them are truly outstanding, and they get you to look at things from a different perspective about the way we talk to ourselves. All right, I appreciate the comment, Gita. And Rick, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. And go out there and just this week, make a difference with what you're doing. Try and say, this week, I am going to touch the lives of the clients I come in contact with. I'm going to make a difference in their lives, and it'll have a huge impact on yours. I want to thank you very much for being here. I'm going to wrap up again. If you have any questions, comments, drop me an email, send me a post on Facebook, and go out there and truly live the life that you have dreamed of and make it happen. Thank you very much, and we'll look forward to talking to you next month.